Hi, this is Reverend Joy, and right now I have a very quick message that I hope will give you better guidance through life. And let's face it, life is very hard, life is difficult, and there are any amount of obstacles every person in life will have. And yes, I'm recording this for my kids because I have three sons, and I'm in bad health. But I want them to always be able to hear my advice when they need it. So I'm focusing. Couldn't tell them because it takes a long time before they think to ask. But right now, in this one, I'd like to talk about water. How being like water is a great way for the soul to make it through life. And I say this because, well, when you think of water, you think it's gentle. You think of that calming pond, the pleasant times at the ocean. I know my sons remember beach time. Water is gentle, but it can still have force. While water is calm when it's in a storm, like a tsunami, it can destroy everything in its path. But the reason water is a good example for the soul is because when water reaches an obstacle, and I'll call it a rock, could be a mountain, you see, the water can always move around it. The water can move under it. The water can move over it. And depending on what that rock or mountain's made of, depending on that density, water can even go through the rock. So how better can it be to, upon reaching an obstacle, you don't have to worry about tackling that obstacle. You don't have to destroy it. You don't have to remove it. You simply find another way. So if you treat life like there are lots of insurpassable mountains, but you can still manage them, you can always have hope. And yeah, I have a son who gets very depressed, and I want him to know that he can always have hope, because unlike what he's told here in Kali Yuga, December 2018, there's more than one way to do anything in the world, even get a college degree. You don't have to go sit in class. You don't have to do anything one way. There's always more than one path. And yeah, I'm also thinking of the fact of God. God and goddess, there's always male and female. And yeah, I'll talk about that too, if I can. We usually only think of God as male here as Christians, and that's based on the Jewish tradition. But again, that's another message. But if you combine the way of the water with unconditional love, everything, there is nothing you can't do. You will have the power of God blessing you, because God does not want us to destroy other people. God does not want us to destroy or hurt anyone. God specifically asks us to do no harm. We are to cause no harm to other humans, because they're also made in the image of Christ. So yes, the way of water may be kind of, people accuse you of running away. They'll call you names. They'll call you wimpy. They'll call you weak. And you may feel like you're bullied, but in the end, you've won. Because if you choose a different path, you found success at the end. You've gone around the obstacle. So, my sons, I know you're going to have a hard time, but you must have hope. I know your skills. I know you are so smart. And I know the world needs you. And the reason the way of the water works is because when you don't hurt other people, you gain less negative karma by not destroying, destroying anything. You gain less karma. And eventually that guides you to moksha, your final release from suffering and rebirth. Because I do feel reincarnation. Well, I know reincarnation's real, just like many other people of, well, Eastern traditions. Which is why I realized I probably was never a Christian, because I always knew God would not want souls to sit around in heaven, because he asks all of our souls while we're here in bodies to work hard. So he would do the same of our souls. We are constantly coming back to earth to relearn. And the less bad things we do, the more chances we have to be free of the rebirth cycle, where we can truly be in a place where God and Goddess are present all the time. And it takes unconditional love, and it takes compassion, and it takes hope, and all the other virtues that we don't see about on the news. We don't read about them in newspaper. People with good virtues aren't celebrities, but they're more important than the celebrities. So I hope that the way of Asha Dharma, the way of hope, will guide you all your days. And I wish I had more to spend with you. I love you, sons.